What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Midhunter Comics. Thank you all so much for the birthday wishes. I actually got a day off so I could pretend to be a normal human being for once. Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago I dropped a video talking about how I traded one copy of Brother Voodoo and I got like 80 small time to mid-time keys? Well, in that video I said this. I have another copy. I actually did sell this guy the better copy. I have like an 8.0, maybe like a 7.5 copy of First Brother Voodoo. And so I got a lot of requests of people asking for that lower grade kind of 8.0, maybe 7.5 copy of my first appearance of Brother Voodoo. I got a lot of offers, a lot of great trade requests, but there's one offer from a fan of the channel that actually lives extremely close to me. And he just made an offer I couldn't refuse. He was so close that not only would it be a complete trade, meaning I don't have to spend money, I'd just be trading a Brother Voodoo for some comics, he also was able to just drop off the books while I was at work. So I didn't have to drive any crazy distance or anything like that. It was just the perfect situation. So I traded an 8.0-ish grade to this guy, and I got a ton of comics out of it. So without further ado, let's show you the power of the trade. Start off, normally I do lower keys and then I end with the big keys. This list is actually in no particular order. I did get a complete run of Secret Wars. Don't get too excited. It's the second run. Secret Wars 2. I've never got to read Secret Wars 2. I don't know anything that it's about, which is very strange for me since I do have a pretty extensive comic knowledge. All I know is that the Beyonder plays a major part in the comics. So, very nice. Got some really nice books here from Secret Wars number 3. What a cool cover. I really like this number 3 right here. Let's see, can I fit that there? Very happy with that. And then, of course, issue number 2 and issue number 1. You guys will have to let me know if there's any keys in there or anything, because honestly, I don't know. I just wanted a copy of that mini-series. And next up was a little bit of a bigger one, a new book, but one I've been on the hunt for, but I didn't want to pay top dollar. Even though it's kind of a big modern key, I still, because it's so new, I feel weird about paying a top dollar for it. So it was nice to have that thrown in here as part of this big trade. Strange Academy, number 1. I did get lots of more updated Amazing Spider-Man comics. I'm pretty much set in the 100s, 200s, and 300s, but I am missing some 400s. So I got a lot of those, which is awesome. And since then I've put them in Mylar. I always put my Spidey comics. Spidey, Batman, and Green Lantern I always put in Mylar. That's because they mean the most to me. Or anytime I get like a major key. But some nice Spider-Mans continued here. And here's one of the only one of the remainder 300s that I was missing. 393. Very nice. So far we're running into normal, like, I don't know, $2 to $5 books here, except for that Strange Academy number 1. Here's like a $20 Amazing Spider-Man. That beautiful cover, Bagley art, that $3.79, and I have to say, that's kind of a pristine copy. I was going to keep it just for the collection, but that might have to get submitted out. And here's a nicer copy of the one I already had. The first appearance of Cletus Cassidy, I believe. Funny thing is that used to be like a $2 book, and it's just exploded because of all the Carnage stuff, so it's nice to have another copy, and a newsstand at that. Very nice. That's another book that I don't want to overpay because I don't think it's as much of a key as it is, but I'm happy to have it thrown in. Here's a beautiful cover of Amazing Spider-Man 106. I do already have a copy of that, but it actually is a little bit better than my previous copy, so that was a no-brainer. The only Batman issue I got, but it's a good one to have, Batman 200, and my Batman collection is pretty complete, but ironically one of the books I've been missing was a Batman 200, and this one's in like a nice, 7.0, 7.5-ish grade. Very nice. My Batman collection from this era is raw. I don't plan on getting it slabbed, so that'll go nicely in my long box collection. Up next, we're moving into X-Men territory. I guess I should start with this one. Here's a book I've been running into a little bit more recently, which is good because this is a book that's getting hotter and hotter. That's the first cameo of Gambit right there. Beautiful book. I think it's a great, gorgeous cover. And I do have a little something. Twice in the same month. A nice second copy. Both will be going out to CGC. This one might even be higher grade than the other one. This one's pretty perfect. I'd say 9.4 or better on both of them, actually. Very nice. Here's an X-Men 205. Here's one of those ones that I get for the cover alone, and it has a pretty bad spine roll, but that's the only defect on this thing, honestly. So, spine rolls are extremely pressable, so that's going to get pressed, and hopefully it'll press it all right out, and who knows, maybe we'll score a 9.8. I'll definitely be submitting that to a third-party presser and having that graded. Very excited. Up next, here's a big one. That's a nice book to get there. It's not quite 9.8 worthy, but it falls in that like 9.0, 9.2 area. I will be submitting that to CGC, I'm pretty sure. Got a little nice X-Men thing going on here. Remember, this was all sold for a high grade, but not immaculate copy of Brother Voodoo. First appearance of Brother Voodoo. Was that Strange Tales 169? Yeah. Long Shot, first appearance of Long Shot with the ridiculous haircut. But that is a book that I read a lot. So, but I grabbed that when I can. It's a great one. Very glad to have that in a collection. And I think it might be in that very high grade range. So that is going to be one that I submit out. And of course I was going to ask for this. First appearance of Omega Red. I grab that whenever I can, especially if it's part of a trade. Absolutely. Beautiful cover. It could be a 9.8. It really rides that line of that 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, but I will be pressing it, so hopefully that gives it a little extra sauce. Here's a big one. Second to last one. First appearance of Sword, and Abigail. Of course, I'm drawing a blank right now, but that's a big spec book right now because they think that Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones might be portraying that character. That was just a no-brainer. It's a beautiful copy. Looks kind of like a 9.8 to me, so I'll definitely be submitting that one out. I don't usually do the whole specking thing, but this is a spec book for sure. So hopefully I can get a little nice flip out of this and put it towards getting one of my Green Lantern keys I love so much. Beautiful cover. And then here's the big one. Oh man. Very happy about this. You guys know what that is? That's like the first appearance of Yoda, first Boba Fett, first Palpatine, just everybody. I mean, it's a major first appearance in comic form, although it's kind of more magazine than comic. That's a big deal right there. I think I will maybe submit it. Circle back. I'll have to see where I stand in a few months. But that's one I've wanted for the longest time. But like, where the heck do you get that? They go for like $300 or higher on eBay, and there's no way I was going to pay that. So, Brother Voodoo, thank you very much. You guys will have to let me know how you think I did. But I also got a little extra sauce. So to keep things Star Wars, my cousin came over, and this actually happened a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think it was quite enough to make a video out of it, so I'm merging it into this video. He came over, and he brought a short box of comics that he thought were pretty cool. There were some nice books in there. Most of it was pretty red, but it was stuff that like he cherished and treasured forever. But this one's a big one. If you guys know what this is, Star Wars #2. That's the first appearance of Jabba the Hutt before they figured out what he was going to look like. So he looks pretty funky. And my cousin actually got it from a flea market. I think what did he say? He paid $5 or $10 for something a couple years back. That's a big book right now. I was way happy to get that. Now, the caveat to these books, he didn't just give them to me or anything crazy like that. But I am going to submit them to CGC. I'm going to take them back, and then I'm going to sell them, and I get to keep 20%. Not bad. So Star Wars #2, very nice. And he had this one. He had no idea what this was. First Angela in Marvel Comics, Age of Ultron, book 10. It's just one of those books that it's like a nice solid $200 or more, 9.8. And not too many people submit stuff like that. So that's kind of a cool book. I do like submitting stuff that's a little bit less submitted. So that's right up my alley, as you guys know. And for one of the most common books in the universe, so heavily printed, but normally I wouldn't print an X-Men 1 from the Jim Lee run, but man, I mean, that thing actually stands a shot at getting a 9.8, so I said, you know what, dude, let's do it. Let's get this thing submitted, so we'll see. I had him keep the other covers. Yeah, he had them all. But, you know, I think this one has the most value out of all of them. It's definitely my favorite cover. So, pretty nice. Here's an underrated book, guys. Part of that big Omega Red hype. This is that X-Men Jim Lee run, issue 7. It's just a fantastic cover. I mean, what a great book. No, it's not a key. But any Omega Red fan would want that to pair with issue 4 and 5, speaking of which. Here's our nice issue 5 right there. That beautiful cover. Second appearance of Omega Red. That is them fighting it out on the cover. My cousin actually said he had this displayed for like almost a decade or something. But it was completely behind plastic. I think he even said it was UV protected. I didn't see any sun damage to the book, and the spine was perfect. So he did a good job of keeping that pretty well together, even if it was displayed. And to go nicely with it, here's one he had no idea what this was. I had to tell him that that's the first appearance of Omega Red. And that's the second one on this table here. So I always grab an X-Men 4 if I can, and you should too. Very nice. Very happy about that. All of these will be going to CGC. And like I said, I'll see what grades they get back, sell them, and I get 20%. So that's from my cousin, and that's from one copy of the first appearance of Brother Voodoo. There's some pretty big books in there. I was very happy with it. It's not as gigantic as my last haul, but the last haul was a trade for a very high-grade copy of Brother Voodoo. And I think I did pretty well. I know he's a happy camper for sure, and I gave him a couple extra free books that he was interested in as well, just for the good business. That's just how I roll. But yeah, no, I'm very happy with this. Almost for this alone. I mean, this is one I've wanted for a while, but like, how am I supposed to ever get that, you know? Very happy. So again, I'm kind of enjoying the highs of the birthday week I got going on here, but definitely very happy. I've got some great books coming out of that. Unfortunately, I have no more copies of Brother Voodoo. No magic comic that I can use to trade for a mass selection of books, meaning if I want comics now, I have to buy them like a normal person, but oh well. All great things come to an end. But guys, as always, keep on hunting, and don't forget to trade.